Shrey Patel, how are you doing, Vivek? I'm doing pretty well myself. Yeah, not too shabby. Yep. All right. Yep. And, it looks like black has double pawns already, and they're to take G7. New pawn. Okay. Yep. That pawn is defended by the C8 bishop. Okay. Settle down. And honestly, the knight and the bishops have not really moved yet, and they're kind of trapping their bishops there with the pawns too. So, or at least their bishop. So that's true. Yep. Bishop has such good center control now. Yep. Yep. But E4 is a good opening. I think at one point, right? I'm not sure. Okay, so yeah, that was I don't know about that. Yep. Yeah. The bishop is defending D1, so it's not the worst. The knight on G1 is trapped. Oh no, okay. Okay. Exactly. Two pieces blown. Okay, well, I see it. Exactly. Okay. Okay. So yeah, I'll take a knight for rooks because rook is definitely worth more. Yeah, because that bishop there is just on on that. Yeah. Oh, White has a tactic here. White has a really good tactic here. They found it. They found it. That's good. Exactly. Oh, yeah, you're right. Exactly. Right. Well, and then move king up, right? Yeah. Okay, so here it looks like White is definitely winning by how many points? 10 points. So yeah, let's see how they go about this checkmate though. That should be interesting. I want to see a rook checkmate. Hope so. Maybe, maybe. Yeah. Oh, it's true. I don't know. I hope to see a queen and king checkmate or a rook and king checkmate. One of these games. Okay, so it looks like they're just gonna go for the promotion. And then yeah, checkmate in two here. Queen b7 and then rook d8. Does white even see it? No, they don't see it. Okay. I mean, either way, though, I think it still works out. Yeah, it's check.
Okay. Okay. What about this one? Let's see how this one's going.
Wait, what ended up happening? Do they pull out their bishop?
I wonder. Let me just let's actually check. Okay, so right here they brought out their wait, what? They did like a seesaw.
Yeah,
Okay, so they moved in and they decided to go out. But I guess they must have some master plan we don't know about. Okay, I don't know why black just keeps going in and out.
yeah. They need to switch
They
it up a
do.
little bit because that's way too closed of a position.
And that is actually checkmate in one if
If white
black
sees it.
doesn't move their rook or something. That
Hmm.
king needs some breathing room. It's about to get smothered by its own pieces.
Exactly.
Okay, so they do give it a spot.
That's good.
So queen takes is still an option. So is just bringing your rooks out in normal development. And it's still just looking way better for white.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, like, if the king is still not out of danger here because it's still a lot of pieces just unable to move. Like the knight is pinned down with the rook.
Mm. Okay, so they do take the pawn.
That's good.
And
So
it's
then
not a blunder because of this thing. King goes
b7.
here. Now, will they try to do something sneaky like, bring their bishop first and then their queen? Or actually, wait, they can't do that. If they move their bishop, that's just a big blunder.
Yeah, that's a blunder.
Yeah, they just have to check. Check
I
is the
think.
best move right now. That's okay.
Yeah.
But we don't have as much of a threat anymore. Now black just okay, black needs to stop moving their king. Their king
They're planning to go bishop f6 maybe to pin. Pin the.
yeah, add on to the pressure.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll have three attackers going on in with the queen, the bishop,
Yeah.
and the rook. So they decide to go with an indirect attack on the rook. Um,
Mhm. Okay, so they defended that.
okay. Now what else is gonna happen though? Bishop check coming?
Oh yeah, that could be good.
That could be good. But let's see if they play it. Okay, they do check, which is also a pretty strong move.
Exactly. King is forced to go c7.
Yeah, it's forced to go to any of these three spots. Bishop,
No, no.
then we just take c7. Oh yeah, it's just these two, but
Maybe rook to c1, hopefully.
mm-hmm. Any
Other
of
rooks.
these rooks. So I guess I guess they castled queenside in a weird way. They did kingside
That
castling to queenside.
was
It's
a
just
long process, that's for sure.
yeah, it was a long journey, but they were able to make it home.
Okay, and it looks like that's the eighth or ninth time they moved their king out this game.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. More than every other move. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times they move their king.
Wow.
So that king has had a journey. It has a story to tell. It has a whole backstory. Maybe a couple episodes in there too. Who knows?
Yep.
So here, just gotta go for it. Just go for it.
Yep. Because then, oh, they didn't go for it, but they would have won that trade.
Mm-hmm. So here they decide to do some queen battering to nothing. They got to start bringing out this knight. This knight's, just chilling,
It's
and you
not
don't
doing
want,
well.
yeah, it's like, come
Black
on.
should also try to move out their knight because it's not in a.
Oh,
So oh,
I don't know what. Why their king was kind of safe there. But this pawn,
the thing
um,
is, if rook decides to go to c1, they still have bishop to c6
mm-hmm.
or c6.
They have two things. Yeah, bishop to c6 is definitely better. The thing is, I think this pawn's always going to be hanging. And oh no, that's it. Game over. So yeah, bishop c6 had to be played, or else they lose the queen. And I don't think black can stop this. Just too few pawns and very, very weak pieces right now. They're not doing anything, especially this knight. If they move their bishop here, they got to keep the bishop. Okay. Question is, are they going to be able to hold it off long enough? Like an 8-minute stall or something.
Mm-hmm. And also, I think there's some overlapping on YouTube, so
Okay.
make sure that there's no YouTube stream running on your computer.
Mm-hmm.
Make the tournament runs a little smoothly, or the commentating. But yeah, so right now it's Black's move. Um, let's see what they could play. Bishop to b6. Oh wait, sorry, it's Black's move. Okay, now it's White's move. Okay, so it looks like they're starting to develop their knight. That's good. Yep, and look, they're just gonna bring their knight all the way to the king, and maybe go for a. They might go queen a7, queen b7. That also works. Then checkmate on d7, and it looks like they have checkmate in one.
Mm-hmm. And that's it.
Okay, so I think we'll be taking a break for 1 minute.
We'll be right back. Hello, we're back.
Okay.
So yeah, this round has gone by really quickly. So there's only one game right now. And this is the only game. The other two rounds ended pretty quickly.
I think it
I
only
bel
took 8 minutes.
So I believe this one was, yeah, four move, kind of, with that pattern in.
Yeah, it was like a variation of it.
And we've got this one.
Okay, this one looks interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like their queen is getting pressured right now. And then their bishop is also targeting e4, which isn't really being protected by much. Okay, so e4 is... Okay, but knight is also hanging though, right? So,
Mm-hmm. So okay, they bring their knight back. Now their queen has that long diagonal.
and then their bishop also has that e4 diagonal. And that too. Wow. So it looks like black is definitely looking... His position is very strong right now.
Actually, they're two bishops up.
Oh wait, I didn't notice. Yeah, you're right. Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, so black definitely has a substantial advantage.
Mm-hmm.
The question is, will they be able to turn it around?
Okay, they castled for king safety. That's good.
Okay. So here, white's biggest hope is to just try to rush, maybe knight there, try to trade it off and just get these pawns rolling.
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise, this is pretty much a done deal. Uh-oh, uh-oh.
Okay,
Okay.
so right now it looks like it's white's move.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting what they do, because they know they can't move e4, otherwise the rook's gone. Okay, they move d3. And then they push on f4, threatening... Okay, so that's a fork between the queen and the rook. So both are being attacked right now. Okay, and they take. That's good. So if you're ever in that situation where it's forked like that, um, most of the times your best choice is to take it and not just leave it, because then you're not going to get anything out of that trade.
Okay, so did white just lose a queen?
Yeah, if they had a fork, like you could go back a move.
Okay, let me check. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, but here taking wasn't the best option because it was just a pawn. Um, yeah, I think just moving the queen out would have been better.
Hmm.
Maybe taking the knight on h4, right? I think that would have also been...
That would have been better than the move that was played,
Yeah.
for sure.
Okay, and at this point, I feel like black is just completely dominating this game.
Hmm. It's almost impossible to come back from this.
Mm-hmm. Especially if they end up trading their knights off, then that's pretty much game. Yep, and they traded the knights off. Well, yeah, queen has h4, it has f2. And then, of course, their bishop is, or the queen and the bishops are both, attacking that one diagonal on c3. Okay, so they defend the pawn on c3. That's not a bad move. But yeah, now they have that f2 pawn hanging, so... Okay, so I feel like black, they could have taken on f2, so that way they could just get a pawn, and also, yeah, f2 would have been really good. Okay, so it looks like what black's trying to do right now is just get even trades. Um, they're just going pawn for pawns and things like that. So that way slowly all the pawns are gone and they're up by a lot of points. But yeah, they have many checks here that they can do that could really just end the game as of right now. Queen f2, rook a2 are both really good moves. Yeah, so rook a2, and then, okay, so they played that and then trading off the rooks, exactly. So let's see if they trade off the rooks or if they do something else. We'll see. Because if they trade off the rooks, then they still have that queen to c3 check because their bishop and their Okay, so they played bishop to h6. Wow, so they're just gonna. I think their plan is just to keep on checking the king at this point. Okay, so they traded off their rooks. Yeah, queen to f2 is definitely a really good option. They have their bishop defending the b3 square. And that is checkmate in one. Queen to d2. And bishop to f3 is also checkmate. Okay, so it looks like Jaehin Bara and Queen Shri are both at tied for first. They both have 2 wins, so let's see. This looks like a pretty good opening for both sides. Let's see here. So queen has checkmate in one. If white doesn't see it, of course. So white can defend this in many ways. Queen to e2, knight to h3 are both really good ways of doing that. Now that is definitely not. So that could have been a checkmate in one actually. Knight to f2. Sorry, knight to f2 is a fork, but queen to f2 would have been a game. So yeah, that would have been checkmate. So. Okay, so in this game, yeah, here knight has bishop and then yeah, that's just a free bishop. So now black is up substantially. So it's looking good for black. Both kings are out though, so they don't really have that good king protection at the moment. Okay, so now it looks like they're just gonna do even trades since they're already up by some points. See what black does. Okay. Yeah, knight to f7 is a free pawn, so and then they have to move the rook. So let's see, what else can white do? Yeah, they're threatening to take that pawn, so the best way to defend that would probably be knight to e5, and that would just defend that square. So that could be good. They also want to try to get black also wants to try to get their dark squared bishop out on f8. Because right now it's not really doing much, but if it becomes more active, then black really has a good chance at winning this game. So yeah, but let's see what black does here. Okay, so yeah, that pawn is hanging now. So f7. Okay, and white does not see the f7 pawn. So they decide to retreat. All right, so let's look at this game now. And I think these are the top two at the moment. So okay, and it looks like Jae Hin is going with his normal opening with the two bishops diagonals. Um, and yeah, this just looks like a bishop game, honestly. Both sides bishops are very active at the moment. Okay, so here white should definitely take that. Uh, wait, did the dark square bishop move to d4? Okay, it did. So if they take the rook, then they also lose the rook, but we also get a bishop as a.
Oh my. I just realized I was muted the whole time.
Yeah.
Okay. No, okay, never mind. You know what? I'm just gonna pretend I was there for the last 15 minutes. Okay, so rook takes, yeah, and so they actually get this nice little hit, and they're gonna try to attack this. So here, a nice move would have been d4. Because with d4, not only do you kick the knight out, you're able to play d3 with your next move, with these two pawns under attack, and the rook under attack. So it's like a discovered
That would
attack.
be a good move. Yeah, that would be a really good move.
Mm-hmm. So knight d4 comes in with a threat, and
Hmm.
oh,
They don't see it. Okay.
takes and
So
rook goes down.
like so black is definitely looking good right now.
Mm-hmm. They're actually
A
up the exchange.
queenside castle would definitely be preferable for black here because they
Definitely.
have their G7 pawn. So let's hope that they don't do kingside castle this game.
I don't think they can
Oh
either,
yeah, they
so
can
it works
also.
out.
Yeah. The rook. Yeah, that's good.
Mm-hmm. So all black has to do is just slowly get their pieces into the game, and they should win. White, on the other hand, has to go for like all-out attacks. So we can't go to the center because of this bishop. Maybe try to start with this pawn.
Hmm.
Yeah, maybe start with the pawn, bring the knight here, and try. This is actually just a free pawn. Actually, yeah, you wouldn't want to do this. So, oh, does
Okay,
black
so
see it?
we received an update that this tournament will only actually be 3 rounds.
Oh,
So yeah, I think that is because of the participant number. So chess.com will just cut
yes.
3 rounds, but
You
so yeah,
know.
it basically decides the winner. This is one of the biggest games then.
Mm-hmm. And actually, we have a conclusion to this game.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, you know, I guess this will be one of the shortest Big Brainers tournaments ever.
Indeed.
So, we got to make this as good as possible. So, we're going to pretend like this is football, okay?
Okay.
Okay? Okay. So, just pretend it's football and commentate that way. So, both players advance their pawns e4, e5, d3. Oh, they move d4. The pawn's going up flying across the board. Knight
And it
takes the pawn.
likes
Oh, they strike back in the center. They don't even take the pawn. Oh, do they have a master plan or something? I don't know. What do you think, Shrey?
we'll find out.
Okay, though, so black brings their queen up.
Okay.
Threaten checkmate.
Checkmate.
Oh. It's almost over. Does
Checkmate
black
one.
see it? Does black see it? Oh, they don't, but they do take with the
They go
pawn
for the
knight.
fork.
They go for the fork. Knight and
They want to make this a slow game rather than a quick one.
They want to take their time. Take the rook. Their knight comes out. Now will queen go
to
there?
F2.
Oh, okay, so they decide to go with maybe a5, bishop right there, get that pin going, looking at both of that queen and king with
Of
some
course, they have C3 pawn though to defend that.
easy block though. But let's see. Okay, they do the c3, bishop slide back.
Oh no, free bishop.
Did they
Looks
not
like
see it?
now
Oh, white sees it, takes
White is
it,
back in the
punishes them.
game.
Bishop slides back. Queen with a nice check. Oh, did you just see that eval bar?
Oh my gosh.
This is
Just, oh no. The
that
biggest winner of the tournament.
the queen was hanging, ladies and gentlemen. This queen is hanging. It's about to get taken by this pawn. But will white see it? And they do. And this is a huge game changer. This is not looking good for black now.
The
Castles.
game is turned around.
Okay, so white slowly makes their way downtown. And now they have this nice little pincer. And that's
From
it.
checkmate in one to down a queen. That was definitely a huge turn.
Uh-huh. Wow. From checkmate in one, almost getting checkmated, to checkmating. What a twist. What a twist.
That was definitely the game of the tournament.
And this is why you never resign. Let's go back to one of those other games. Okay. Let's actually look through this one. Okay, so this has definitely been a wild game. Now, will it be as wild as the one before? Will it live up to their expectations?
I wonder how many times the king will move this game.
I actually do wonder that too. So, d5. Okay, so they decide to defend. Takes. Queen trade right off the bat.
And that was actually really good for black, since now white can't castle. So.
And now they play b5 for some reason.
They give up a pawn,
Oh,
Um,
do they have some? Okay, so they actually decide not to castle, but that was I think that was just a blunder there.
that was
King comes
definitely
up, they take the pawn, check, king goes there. Okay, so this is a big blunder.
wow.
Yeah, we've seen this
Yeah,
one.
yeah, we've seen this one. We've seen this one.
So takes
Defenders and one attacker,
right
so that one.
here.
Okay, so now they're threatening to take h2.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, no, but the knight is defending, right?
Yeah.
So
So h3. Oh, Soria offers a draw. Let's see where he's offering a draw
no.
from. Oh, and it's declined. So
Uh-oh.
rook slides back, pawn pushes forward. That pawn is going places. Knight,
Indeed.
bishop, then the knight. Look at that. Just it went from here to here to here, just slowly going to the other side. Pawn takes, bishop takes the pawn. Why? Uh-oh.
Why did I do that? That was
Uh-oh.
definitely a blunder.
That was a big blunder right there, folks. We've got a check. Check. Uh-oh, you usually don't want this knight in the corner. This knight is stuck.
Yeah, that is because then they play the dark square bishop out and rook takes. Wow. Okay.
Oh. Okay, so here, this is just a free knight, but they can go for this.
Decide not to take it.
Oh,
Oh, and now another blunder.
dynamite strikes.
Wow, you can never tell what will go on in these games.
Oh, but they don't take.
They don't take.
Okay, rook slides. Another one.
Another blunder. Okay.
Now what will happen?
I don't even know. Wait, where did dark square rook goes to e8? Is that what happened?
Huh?
The rook went to e8. Is that what happened?
So the rook just went to d7 and just decided to get attacked again.
But then instead of taking, what happened?
Okay, so they didn't take.
So
I
do
guess-
they want an even trade?
I guess yeah, they didn't want the king to get taken. No, the rook to get taken. Okay, so
Yeah,
rook
they
goes
don't-
back, they trade, check. But
No, they could have taken. They
okay.
could've- and that
So
would have given them-
okay. Now
Yeah.
white is just gobbling up all these pawns, but they lose the bishop.
Wow, they're leaving too many pieces hanging this game.
Okay, takes. This is definitely going to be an interesting one. So the king goes up. The important thing about endgames is activity. That king needs to get to the other side, and so does that rook. That rook needs to be able to go on to the very end and start attacking all of these pawns. But will they do that? They just go for the check. Are they trying to go for a 3-move repetition?
I think so, since they had offered a draw earlier too.
Oh, but now black is winning.
Wow, so that was a quick turnaround. Yeah, so what white should have done was actually gone to e7 rather than e8. Back there to take to threaten a7 and h7. So
So rook goes to c8. Now what will happen? So they're slowly moving. Okay, so now the king is on the edge of the board. They're getting cut off. Now, will white... Okay, actually, this is it. This is it. There's no way you can defend this pawn. It's game.
If black plays this correctly, they should win the game.
But there's always the chance
You
that
never know.
white messes up. Or, I mean, black messes up. And we haven't seen our fair share of upsets. Oh!
Oh, okay.
They
So
have ended it earlier. Okay.
it's officially over. Okay.
Black once offered a draw, and I'm pretty sure that draw is now off the table.
All they have to do is promote one pawn, or they can go for the one rook checkmate, which I do hope to see this game.
I hope, but I don't think we're gonna get it, Trey. I guess we can go on to our big game right here. Oh wow, this game has definitely taken a turn. I remember Queen Sri winning right there. So I think we stopped right here when we had that kitchen utensil going for us. And then, uh-oh.
Wait, go back.
Let me go back. Okay, so we were here.
Yeah.
Bishop takes the queen, knight takes, knight goes to the edge of the board, bishop takes the pawn.
Wow.
Okay. So these are all pretty decent moves. Okay, this is actually a good move. They decide, usually you don't want to take this knight because this bishop is just doing way more than this knight. I guess it may be threatening something like this, but that isn't much of a threat considering this pawn is about to like get taken sometime soon.
Yeah, that c6 bishop is definitely really active, so I don't know about. And then getting the rook on d5 more active, that might not be the best choice.
And like this bishop, these two bishops, they need to be kept alive because those bishops can absolutely destroy just because they're a pair right now. Now, bishop,
Exactly.
that bishop just circled the globe. Did you see that? I think it went
Yeah,
something like this. Wow. Okay, so that's some nice maneuvering right there. Rook, I think they're just going for the checkmate.
I think so.
Trying to manage some fancy checkmate. Oh wait, what was that
Obviously,
clock?
rook to a8 doesn't do much just because they have cover at g7. So,
But
well,
it's
they
gonna be very difficult to stop. And actually, the computer's showing a draw.
really.
So this is definitely gonna be a tough one because right now, White's plan is pretty simple. You just gotta push these pawns. But Black's plan, on the other hand, that requires some calculation.
It
And
does. It's
Black
taking
doesn't have as much time either.
exactly.
So what will happen? Oh, okay, yeah. Remember? We don't get that. We don't get the one rook checkmate. We're just
They
gonna.
went for the. Okay, it looks like they're just gonna go for the queen and king.
Yep. Queen and rook.
Well,
They're
at
just
least
gonna slide.
I'm glad that they remember to do the two rook checkmate.
That is true. And it's honestly pretty fun when they get to use it. And
And
it's
obviously,
honestly pretty safe too.
I did say the two rook checkmate, but the technique is the same. So even though
Yeah.
it's a rook.
Okay. I guess that puts a close on this game. Unless, like, somehow Black steals mates by moving Queen e6. Okay, resignation.
I mean, honestly though, I wouldn't resign here because what Vivek said was true. They could stalemate, so it's always a
Uh-huh.
possibility.
But honestly, like, just look at that king, just made its way all the way to the other side of the board. Like, don't you just love to see it?
I think this happened twice already.
Yep. The
King
first
just
time, it was, like, on their own side.
yeah, 8 times though.
And now they go all the way to the end of the board on, uh, I guess at least this one makes more sense.
Yeah, it does. It was
hmm
forced.
It was definitely. Wait, what happened? Wait, what? What happened?
Did you blunder a pawn?
Did white blunder a pawn? Yeah, yeah. So rook and oh, here
Oh, what a fork. Oh wait, no, never mind. I didn't
knight
see
had to take the bishop,
before.
but they didn't.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Oh no, what an upset!
That could
Oh,
have been
wait, what happened right here?
another wait. So now Jay Hind is in the lead again.
Uh-huh.
So obviously we went through a series of blunders there.
Mm-hmm. Right now, black really needs to really go for this pawn. Or actually just this pawn and come in right there. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This is actually
That
good for
that check
white.
doesn't do that much.
You
Check
really
does.
needed that pawn. And it's good to have a rook behind the pawn because it'll be much
Plus,
harder for this pawn to promote.
and then you have the two kings. You have the two pawns with the kings too. So that could have been really good if they had taken the pawn.
So pawn pushes. You lose a pawn, and it's actually pinned. So
So now they're forced to move either the g3 pawn or the rook.
they're getting ready to karate chop them, but
I think white is planning to do g5. Oh, and they blundered a pawn. Another
around
pawn.
the board, and they see it,
King to g6 maybe.
Yeah. So
Maybe.
technically, I believe these positions are drawable, but it's just really difficult.
Yeah.
So, okay, they decide to move it up.
So I think pawn to f6 would just be a waiting move.
Pawn to f6 would just chill because it maintains pressure on the rook. And the thing is, if king pushes into one of these squares, it's game.
And moving to a4 was a little iffy, I guess you could say, because they had a pin on that, and it was really good.
It was a very strong pin. So yeah, now I believe rook can just go check, right? Now if the king advances, we can just go for this pawn. So black has to go for this pawn.
Exactly, but even then,
It should be a draw.
pawn is a little more advanced though, so should be a draw. Yeah.
Yeah, because I believe what's it called?
To
I don't
defend
think
that
it's possible to stop a pawn and a king that are just chilling next to each other with a rook.
That's true.
So
Let's
rook takes the pawn.
G4. Good.
Okay. So now they have to start getting that rook ready to take that pawn.
They could
But
also pin on G5 in
mm-hmm,
the
a
pawn.
g5 pin would also be strong. But they just got to get this pawn rolling.
Yeah, that's the main thing.
So the computer move
But one
says
thing we do,
f5.
one thing we do have to take into consideration. Shree's time is at 1 minute now.
Oh, you're right. They won't be
So
able to think that fast.
yeah, they're gonna have to. This is basically like a blitz game now. Not even a
Mm-hmm.
blitz, bullet game at this point.
Basically for Shri. Will Queen Shri be able to make it out
Used
alive?
5 minutes, and Shree used the whole 15 minutes. That's good.
That's actually really good.
They're
So,
using their time.
mm-hmm. Rook takes, king takes, and now king goes here, king goes here, king goes here, and it's just game. Because this pawn, as
Let's
long
draw.
as they bring their king here, they win. Okay. Lights out.
Yeah, that's game. Um,
Yeah.
wow.
Now they
I
just got to try to move their pawn up.
I think what led to Black's, because Black was up at one point, but I think the time pressure was a little.
Definitely. And I think they've just given up. Because
Exactly.
it's actually still very drawable if White doesn't know how to stop the pawn promotion. Or not if they don't know, if they know how to stop, unless White knows how to stop this pawn from
That's true,
promoting.
because eventually the king would just go on the side of the pawn, right?
So like they just slowly make up, but there's like a particular way. So I guess Queen Shree loses by time. They didn't want to
Wow.
get checkmated. So, respect.
So we have two second places today.
So we do. We have Queen Shree and Shoria. Well, sadly this was a very small tournament with a much lower turnout than we expected, but we hope the next one everyone joins us. But
We still
yeah,
had it's a fun time.
it was a fun time, definitely. You know, we've got the good old football commentary, the round 3. Oh wait, let me
So
fix the leaderboards. So yeah,